The National Dialogue Committee resumed their talks today at the Bomas of Kenya, with the higher cost of living being the main topic of discussion in the negotiations. Several experts, including the Control of Budget specialists from the Institute of Economic Affairs, as well as the Parliamentary Budget Office, walked the committee through the ways and means of tackling the higher cost of living. Speaking during the talks, Azimio principal and the opposition's lead negotiator in the talks, Kalonzo Musyoka, said that the higher cost of living has and continues to be the foremost concern of the Azimio coalition and their irreducible minimum.
I started by saying, when I made my earlier remarks, that they are hurting. They demonstrated because of the cost of living. And that's why we felt we didn't want to deal with these other issues and then fail to deal with this all-important matter, according to some of us. Okay. So you could recommend, this is without necessarily borrowing Kimani's quick fix, because there can't be any quick fixes. This is something we can do with regard to the taxation regime, because it's always very good when you tax people who are willing or who are able to feel they are part of what you're trying to do to improve their lot.
Is there a bearing as to the way we behave in this country, where in the run-up a year to the elections, a year after elections, we are not at ease with ourselves? Does that culture of political violence, and that is precisely why we set up this national dialogue, to make sure that we also end the culture of political violence, does it in any way discourage foreign direct investments from coming into the country?
What we suggest for the government of Kenya to say, let Kenyans actually understand the risks. I think the way it's been sold to Kenyans about the payment of the public debt is as if we should be made to be scared. That, look, if you're not too careful and you continue to ask us questions, there'll be a default and you lose your pensions and all this and all that stuff. I think to ensure that, because there's going to be pain regardless, an adult conversation about what the options the government is choosing is the superior alternative. We hope it doesn't come, because we know that even after next year's big ticket payments of the Eurobond, subsequent years will have very significant payments still required. So we think that this burden is one thing. Part of sharing the burden is to treat people with respect, right? As citizens, let's have a conversation around this question in that way. So there are no shortcuts, we agree, but perhaps the tone of the conversation could actually be more conversational as opposed to lecturing people.